Florida Keys, enjoying some vacation time. So today we are all Justin's special guests, so welcome to you all. Justin joined us in his junior year and has settled in well and is now a valuable member of the Pratt family. Justin enjoys track and tennis, also theatre, reading and weightlifting. He also tells me that he's learning to cook from his mother and his father that are both Korean, so look forward to some nice recipes from Justin. He actually said, when I asked him what he liked to cook, he said, well, she's just teaching me how to crack eggs at the moment. He's also the co-secretary of our science club here. Justin is going to talk to you today about the valuable experiences that he's gained while his father was stationed in Okinawa, Japan. Let's welcome Justin to the podium.
Okay, what first comes to mind when you think of Japan? Sushi, World War II, or cherry blossoms? All of these answers are valid, but hopefully you didn't automatically associate Japan with this. As some of you may know, I lived in Okinawa, Japan before coming to Augusta Pratt. Because I was able to live there for 3 years, I was able to fully immerse myself into the culture, see historical sites, and learn some history. I thought this would be both an enjoyable and interesting subject for my senior speech. Hopefully you'll find it so as well, in addition to being encouraging for you to travel and learn about other people and places. The USA's decision to invade Okinawa in 1945 was an indication that the US was preparing for a full-scale invasion of mainland Japan. The Battle of Okinawa was part of the process of island hopping, so that mainland Japan would be in range of the US bombers. The Battle of Okinawa was fought between US and Japanese forces on Okinawa. The Japanese lost 120,000 troops, while the Americans suffered over 50,000 casualties. After the war, Okinawa was controlled by the US until 1972. However, the US maintains its military bases to this day because they make up a big part of the military strength the US has in the Pacific. There is still local opposition to the military presence of the US, but because of the military bases maintained in Okinawa, I had the opportunity to live there because my dad was stationed there. As a result, I've been able to learn about the culture and the customs. One such custom is a shimi. To celebrate Shimi in the month of April, Okinawa families go to the graves of the deceased and perform a ceremony including prayers and the burning of fake money. Beforehand, the family will tidy up the area. According to Gisho Nakama, the former curator of the Yomitan Folklore Museum, the cleanup is almost as important as the annual picnics. This is because many Okinawans believe that their ancestors can watch them after they have passed on. Another custom is Omi Soka. Omisoka is the New Year celebration that involves the gifting of money to children and the sending of nengaja, or New Year's postcards. The gifts of money are always tucked into special envelopes to hand out. The notion of these practices are to spread joy to loved ones, children, and wishing others happiness. The third custom is called Setsubun. Setsubun signifies the end of winter and the beginning of spring, occurring on February 3rd. During this holiday, the head of the household throws soybeans out the door or at a person designated to be a demon, while chanting "demon out, fortune in." Then, the whole family will eat the same number of beans as their age. The customs are just one aspect of the Okinawan culture that I love. Another important aspect of Okinawan culture is the pottery. Traditional Okinawan pottery is divided into two categories: non-glazed ariachi and glazed joyachi. Potters had to keep several requirements in mind when it came to settling up setting up their kiln. Many of the kilns on Okinawa were located in Naha's Shibuya district because Shibuya had good clay, a good water supply, and close to a port where firewood can be accessed. However, restrictions on climbing kilns were established because pollution was becoming a concern. This forced potters to either switch to gas or move elsewhere to use a climbing kiln. You can still tour around the Shibuya district to browse and purchase the pottery that's being created. Not only have I toured the Shibuya district, but I've also explored the Shurijo Castle. Shuri Castle is located in Naha and is said to have been constructed in the 12th century. After several hundred years of rivalry between warlords, the islands were unified as a Ryukyu kingdom in the early 15th century. Shuri Castle draws Chinese influence in its construction techniques because of Okinawa's trade relationship with China in the 14th century. However, neighboring countries such as Korea and Japan started to influence the architectural style of Okinawa buildings in the 18th century. However, a large part of the Shuri Castle was destroyed during World War II, when it served as a headquarters for the Japanese military. Today, much of the castle has been restored and has been established as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. From personal experience, I believe that visiting such historical sites makes you appreciate how you can see history in a physical state with your own senses, instead of just reading about it from a textbook. As a subtext to my speech, I want to discuss the significance of traveling and learning about other people and places. There are many more hidden benefits of traveling across the world than one may think. Active travel is proven to lower health risks such as diabetes, metabolic syndrome, high blood pressure, heart disease, breast cancer, and depression, according to the Physical Activity Guidelines Advisory Committee. In addition, your excursion doesn't even need to be a month-long hiatus from work to benefit from traveling around. Surveys from the Global Coalition on Aging show that even after vacationing only a day or two, 89% of people are able to relax and leave work stressors behind. The stress of work and daily demands can distract us from what we find to be actually meaningful and interesting, says Dr. Tamara Greenberg, a clinical psychologist and author of Psychodynamic Perspectives on Aging and Illness. When traveling about, you're usually on a schedule that you tailor to your preferred pace, allowing you to really submerge yourself into the place to which you've traveled. This helps you gain an appreciation and curiosity for other cultures. Another advantage of traveling will be the immersion, encouraging proficiency in the local language. By taking your time and soaking in the sights and smells, you get to put life into perspective and feel free to dream about the future and the goals that come along with it. All this without the drudgery and pressure to please people or meet deadlines. These rare moments can be the key to figuring out your true feelings toward any goals you have in the present or future as well. According to productivity expert and Harvard psychiatrist Serena Pillay, unfocusing your brain yields greater happiness and success. As a senior, I hope that this speech has encouraged you to take advantage of opportunities to study abroad while in college and to simply explore this world whenever you can. I hope you will live your life the way you want to live it, because one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself in a single, solitary, monumental moment in your life is to decide, without apology, to commit to the journey and not to the outcome. Know that life isn't fair and that you will fail often, but if you take some risks, step up when the times are toughest, and never give up, if you do these things, the next generation and the generations that follow will live in a world far better than the one we have today. And what started here at Augusta Prep will indeed